Good evening, weary traveler, and welcome once more to a serene journey through the quiet, disciplined corridors of history, as the day's last light softly, slowly, and peacefully fades away. Retreating beyond the distant horizon, and the world outside your window begins its gentle, nightly hush, we extend to you a warm invitation. We encourage you to settle deeply, very deeply, into your most comfortable and secure space. Allow your thoughts to gently and serenely unwind, slowly untangling themselves from the day's concerns. Prepare your mind, calmly and patiently, for a truly unique, yet profoundly tranquil voyage into a time long, long past, to a world where honor was a guiding star, and every action, every breath, was imbued with a quiet, profound purpose. Tonight, we will venture far, far beyond the hurried, often chaotic rhythm of our modern existence, and turn our gaze, with deliberate intention, towards an ancient land of profound beauty and meticulous order, feudal Japan. Specifically, we will explore a side of its most iconic figures, the samurai, that is rarely illuminated by the dramatic glow of battle or the clash of steel. Our focus will be on the hidden discipline of daily samurai life, far from the battlefield. This is a narrative that seeks to transcend the common perceptions of warriors engaged in constant conflict. Instead, we will delve into the profound, often monotonous, yet deeply spiritual routines that governed their days, particularly during the long, relatively peaceful periods that allowed their culture and internal philosophy to truly flourish. Imagine, for a long, quiet, contemplative moment, a life dictated not by external chaos, but by an unwavering internal code, a world where every gesture, every interaction, every mundane task, was performed with deliberate precision, with a mindful awareness that elevated it beyond mere habit. This was a life of quiet adherence to a rigorous discipline, a constant pursuit of inner harmony and perfection, even in the most ordinary of moments. We will explore the subtle sounds of their tranquil gardens, the meticulous movements of a tea ceremony, the precise strokes of a calligraphy brush, and the quiet, repetitive practice of their martial arts, not as preparation for war, but as a form of moving meditation, a path to subtle mastery. This is a story not of clashing swords or thundering hooves, but of the internal struggle for peace, of the quiet cultivation of resilience, and of the profound beauty found in stillness and order. It is a narrative woven from threads of unspoken codes, of patient endurance, and of the subtle yet ever-present challenges of living a life of strict principle in a world that, even in peace, demanded unwavering focus. It is designed to be a gentle lullaby, an invitation for your own mind to find its perfect stillness. So now, as you listen, breathe deeply, very deeply, letting your chest gently rise and fall with each breath. Feel the comforting, soft weight of your blanket surrounding you, wrapping you in a cocoon of warmth and security. Feel the gentle, steady rhythm of your own breath, a quiet anchor in the present moment. And finally, allow your mind to simply drift, to slowly, peacefully, begin its imagined journey into this disciplined, ancient, and profoundly tranquil historical landscape. Let the whispers of unspoken honor and the imagined echoes of quiet ritual guide your thoughts, serenely and without haste, towards a state of profound stillness, ultimate peace, and a truly restful, dream-filled sleep. Having gently embarked upon our journey into the hidden disciplines of samurai life, moving far beyond the fierce clang of steel and the distant shouts of battle, let us now fully immerse ourselves in the quiet, meticulous reality of a samurai's daily existence, particularly for those of lower rank during the long, relatively peaceful periods that characterized much of feudal Japan. Imagine, for a quiet, contemplative moment, awakening not to the jarring clamor of a modern alarm, but to the subtle, almost imperceptible changes in the light filtering through the shoji screens of your modest, traditional Japanese home. The first light of dawn, pale and diffused, would gently illuminate the tatami mat floor beneath you, its woven straw emitting a faint, earthy, comforting scent. The air in the room, still cool from the night, carries a hint of freshly swept dust and the quiet presence of old wood. There are no sudden movements, no hurried stretching. Your awakening is a slow, gradual process, a gentle return to consciousness from the depths of sleep. You would rise, not with a sudden jolt, but with a fluid, almost meditative motion, careful not to disturb the profound stillness of the house. Your sleeping futon, a thin padded mattress, would be quietly folded and stored away in a nearby closet, restoring the room to its pristine, uncluttered state, ready for the day's activities. The quiet order of your living space is the first lesson of the day, a constant reminder of the importance of discipline and aesthetic simplicity. Your morning ablutions, too, are conducted with a deliberate slowness. There is no running water in a tap. Instead, you would pour cool water from a small, elegant wooden bucket into a shallow basin, gently splashing your face, feeling the cold liquid awaken your skin. The feel of the rough, natural fiber cloth as you dry your face is a simple, tangible sensation, connecting you to the natural world around you. Your hair, meticulously tied back, is brushed with a delicate wooden comb, each stroke a moment of quiet, personal care. The entire process is a private ritual, performed in silence, allowing your mind to slowly, calmly, prepare itself for the day ahead, establishing a foundation of peace. Dressing in your daily attire is another act of quiet, precise layering. You would carefully select your undergarments, typically made of soft, breathable cotton or linen, wrapping them around your body with a practiced, smooth motion. Over this, you would don your everyday kimono or similar attire, perhaps made of more sturdy, practical fabric for common activities. Each fold, each knot, is made with a deliberate hand, ensuring that the garment sits perfectly, reflecting the outer order that mirrors inner discipline. For a samurai, even the smallest details of appearance reflected their inner state and their adherence to the strict codes of conduct. The subtle rustle of the fabric as you move, the feel of its texture against your skin, are quiet sensations that become part of the background of your morning. Breakfast would be a simple, yet nourishing affair, often consumed in a quiet, communal space within your household, or, if you served a lord, within the servants' quarters of a larger estate. The food would be basic, perhaps plain rice, perfectly steamed, accompanied by a small portion of pickled vegetables, and a bowl of clear miso soup. The aromas would be subtle and comforting, the earthy scent of warm rice, the delicate fragrance of fermented soy. Meals are typically eaten in silence, or with very minimal hushed conversation, allowing each person to focus on the act of eating, on the taste and texture of the food. Every bite is taken slowly, mindfully, a recognition of sustenance, not merely indulgence. The clinking of porcelain bowls, the soft scrape of wooden chopsticks, these are the only sounds that punctuate the quiet reverence of the morning meal, setting a tone of calm moderation for the hours to come. Following the morning meal, a significant portion of a samurai's day, even during peacetime, was dedicated to rigorous, disciplined training. This was rarely the dramatic high-stakes combat portrayed in stories. Instead, it was a repetitive, almost meditative practice of koto prearranged forms of movement with the sword, the staff, or even bare hands. Imagine yourself stepping into a dojo, a simple, open space, perhaps with a polished wooden floor or a clean packed earth surface. The air might carry the faint scent of wood and sweat, but the dominant atmosphere is one of profound concentration. You begin your warm-up, slow, deliberate movements designed to limber your body and focus your mind. Then you draw your practice sword, a wooden bokken or a blunted metal blade, from its scabbard with a fluid, silent motion. The practice of kata is a solo endeavor, a private conversation between your body and your spirit. Each movement, the precise stance, the controlled swing, the deliberate thrust, the exact placement of your feet is performed countless times, slowly, deliberately, focusing on absolute perfection of form. The sounds are subtle, the soft swish of your robe as you turn, the gentle thud of your bare feet on the wooden floor, the almost imperceptible whoosh of air as your blade cuts through it. There is no instructor shouting commands. Your own inner voice, your own self-correction, guides you. This is not about defeating an opponent. It is about refining your own self, about achieving perfect harmony between mind, body, and spirit. The repetitive nature of the kata, performed day after day, year after year, builds muscle memory so profound it becomes instinctual, yet also cultivates a deep, unwavering inner stillness. Each breath is synchronized with each movement, creating a seamless flow that is both physically demanding and profoundly meditative, leading to a state of quiet, focused awareness, where the outside world slowly fades into insignificance. Beyond physical training, a samurai's day was also filled with less tangible, yet equally demanding, forms of discipline. Unwavering etiquette and rigid social conduct were paramount, governing every interaction, every gesture, every spoken word. Imagine yourself in the presence of a superior, perhaps your lord, or a higher-ranking samurai. Your posture would be meticulously straight, your gaze respectful yet not direct, your movements slow and deliberate, designed to convey humility and deference. The act of bowing, a fundamental part of every greeting and farewell, was not a hurried nod, but a precise, measured movement, the depth of the bow conveying the degree of respect. Even the way you sat, in seiza kneeling with your weight on your heels, was a disciplined act, demanding core strength and patience for extended periods. Conversation, too, was a carefully navigated art. Words were chosen with immense care, often formal and indirect, avoiding any hint of bluntness or disrespect. Imagine the quiet tension, not of fear, but of absolute self-control, as you chose your words, modulating your tone, ensuring that every syllable conveyed the appropriate reverence. There was little room for spontaneity or casual expression of emotion. Anger, frustration, joy, all were carefully veiled beneath a placid, composed exterior. This constant need for articulation, for maintaining a calm demeanor regardless of internal feelings or external circumstances, was a lifelong practice, a hidden struggle for inner peace amidst external rigidity. It meant that even during quiet moments of social gathering, the mind was constantly, subtly engaged in upholding the strict code of conduct, leading to a state of sustained, gentle alertness. The duties of a lower-ranking samurai in peacetime might not involve grand heroic deeds, but rather the meticulous, often monotonous, administration of their lord's estate, or quiet guard duties. Imagine spending hours in a small, simply furnished room, meticulously recording details in ledgers. Harvests from the lord's lands, taxes collected, supplies disbursed. The only sounds would be the soft scratching of your brush pen on paper, the occasional rustle of a scroll being unrolled, and the gentle turning of pages. This required immense patience, an unwavering eye for detail, and a profound understanding of bureaucratic procedure. Or perhaps, your duty was to stand guard, silently, for long stretches, at a gate, a corridor, or a quiet garden path. Here, the challenge was to maintain unwavering vigilance while embracing profound stillness. Observing everything without being seen to do so, the sounds would be the natural hum of the environment, the distant calls of birds, the soft rustle of leaves, all blending into a soothing background for your silent, watchful presence. Beyond these more formal duties, a samurai was expected to meticulously maintain his equipment, particularly his swords. This was not a quick chore but a quiet, almost reverential ritual. Imagine carefully unwrapping your katana from its silk saya bag, feeling the cool, smooth, polished wood of the scabbard, then, slowly, deliberately, drawing the blade. The soft, gentle shink sound as the blade leaves the scabbard is unique, almost musical. You would then meticulously clean the blade, applying special oil with a soft, absorbent paper, polishing it to a mirror sheen. Every detail of the blade, the tsuba handguard, the suka handle, was inspected for any imperfection, any sign of wear. This was a process that could take a long time, demanding absolute focus and deep respect for the soul of the warrior. The quiet sounds of maintenance, the soft rub of the polishing cloth, the gentle clink of metal against wood, all contribute to a sense of order and care that permeates samurai life. The constant sense of being observed, of living under scrutiny, even in peacetime, was a subtle yet profound pressure. Every action, every gesture, every interaction was judged not just by your superiors, but by your peers, and by the strict code of Bushido. This did not necessarily manifest as open anxiety, but as a deep, ingrained habit of self-control, of always striving for perfection in every aspect of life, however small. It meant that even in moments of solitude, the discipline was internal, a quiet voice guiding your choices, your thoughts, your very breath. This pervasive self-awareness, while demanding, also fostered a deep sense of mindfulness, of being fully present in every single moment, a path towards inner stillness. The inherent monotony of this disciplined life, the relentless repetition of routines, the lack of spontaneous outbursts or dramatic changes, might seem stifling to a modern mind. Yet, for the samurai, this very monotony was a pathway to mastery, a means to transcend the mundane and find profound meaning in the ordinary. It was a life lived by an internal clock, a constant gentle rhythm that guided them through each day, each week, each year, not towards fleeting excitement, but towards a deep abiding sense of purpose, of unwavering honor, and of profound inner peace. And as you imagine this quiet, disciplined existence, may you too find your own mind settling into a similar stillness, preparing you gently for a deeply restorative and dream-filled sleep. Having gently understood the pervasive, quiet demands of a samurai's daily routine, the meticulous adherence to etiquette, and the profound, almost meditative nature of their physical training, let us now turn our minds, slowly and contemplatively, towards an individual whose life journey transcended mere combat, becoming a profound exploration of mastery, philosophy, and the quiet pursuit of inner peace. We speak of Miyamoto Musashi, a name often associated with legendary duels and unmatched swordsmanship, yet it is his later life, far from the chaotic clash of steel, spent in quiet introspection and philosophical creation, that truly illuminates the deeper, more subtle discipline of the samurai spirit. Imagine Musashi having lived a youth filled with countless duels, emerging victorious from each, yet perhaps finding a profound sense of emptiness in the endless cycle of conflict. As he matured, his focus subtly shifted. He began to seek not merely victory over an opponent, but mastery over himself, a deeper understanding of strategy, and the very essence of existence. His journey was not a sudden conversion, but a slow, gradual evolution, a quiet turning inward that began to define his path. He traveled extensively across Japan, not as a conqueror, but as a wandering, contemplative ronin, a masterless samurai, observing, learning, and refining his philosophy. His movements across the land would have been slow, deliberate, each step a mindful progression through diverse landscapes, from dense forests where the only sounds were the rustle of leaves and distant bird calls, to quiet mountain paths where the air was thin and crisp, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. In his later years, as his physical prowess began to be tempered by age, Musashi found solace and profound purpose in a life of quiet solitude. It was during this period that he retreated to a small, unassuming cave, the Rogando, nestled quietly on the slopes of Mount Kinpu near Kumamoto. Picture this humble dwelling, a natural rock formation, perhaps just deep enough to offer shelter from the elements, its entrance veiled by hanging vines or sparse undergrowth. The air inside would be cool, still, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp stone and ancient soil. The only sounds would be the slow, rhythmic drip of water from a hidden spring, echoing softly within the confines of the cave, and the occasional, very distant whisper of the wind, rustling the leaves outside. This was a place of profound stillness, a sanctuary for quiet thought and reflection, far removed from the clamor and demands of the world. It was within the profound, enveloping silence of this cave that Miyamoto Musashi embarked on his most enduring and truly profound creation, the writing of Gorin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings. This was not a quick task, born of fleeting inspiration, but a slow, deliberate act of distilling a lifetime of experience, of countless duels, of profound observations, and deep philosophical insights, into a cohesive written form. Imagine him sitting patiently, perhaps cross-legged on a simple mat, in the dim, diffused light that filtered into the cave. His tools would be rudimentary, a simple brush pen made from a bundle of animal hairs, a small inkstone, and carefully prepared paper or thin wooden tablets. The rhythmic sound of the brush dipping into the ink, the soft, almost imperceptible whisper of the bristles as they moved across the surface, meticulously forming each character. Each stroke would have filled the quiet space. Each stroke of the brush was a conscious act, mirroring the precision and deliberate motion required in swordsmanship. There was no hurried writing, no frantic scribbling. Every character was formed with intentionality, reflecting the clarity and discipline of his mind. The process of writing was itself a form of meditation, a continuous act of focus and presence. He didn't just write about strategy, he practiced the principles of strategy through the act of writing, finding the correct spacing, the balanced composition, the efficient flow of ideas. It was a testament to his unwavering dedication, his relentless pursuit of mastery, not just of the sword, but of thought, of self-expression, and of the very essence of strategy itself. He worked slowly, day after quiet day, allowing his thoughts to settle, to crystallize, before committing them to paper. The Book of Five Rings is not a manual for fighting, though it uses the metaphor of swordsmanship. Instead, it is a philosophical treatise on strategy, on the art of observation, and on the cultivation of a truly clear and adaptable mind. Musashi wrote about the way of strategy as something applicable to all aspects of life, not just combat. He spoke of understanding the rhythm of things, of moving with natural flow, of the importance of emptiness, a concept borrowed from Zen Buddhism, meaning a mind free from fixed ideas, open and adaptable, capable of perceiving reality clearly without preconceptions. Imagine him quietly contemplating the natural world outside his cave, the way the wind moved the trees, the flow of a distant stream, the patient stillness of the mountains. These observations, seemingly mundane, fed his profound philosophical insights, Beyond his written work, Musashi was also a master of sumi Japanese ink painting and calligraphy. These were not mere hobbies, but extensions of his martial and philosophical discipline. Imagine him sitting before a blank sheet of paper, a block of ink, and a brush. The act of creating an ink painting or a calligraphy piece demands immense concentration, a single-minded focus, and an ability to convey profound meaning with minimal strokes. There is no erasing in ink painting. Each mark is final, requiring the same decisive commitment as a sword stroke. The blending of water and ink, the pressure of the brush, the flow of the line, all reflect a deep understanding of natural principles and a profound sense of inner stillness. The aromas of the freshly ground ink, the subtle scent of the paper, would have filled his senses, drawing him deeper into the meditative act of creation. His art, like his philosophy, was about simplicity, about essence. A single, powerful brushstroke might depict a bird in flight, or a lone tree on a mountain, conveying vastness and movement with elegant economy. The process of creating these works was slow, methodical, a quiet dance between intention and execution. It was a further testament to his belief that true mastery extended beyond physical prowess, into the realm of mental clarity, aesthetic appreciation, and philosophical depth. This contemplative pursuit of art, so far removed from the violent reputation of a warrior, offers a unique window into the profound inner world of a samurai seeking a deeper form of mastery. Miyamoto Musashi's later life, spent in philosophical solitude, in the quiet creation of profound texts and art, offers a powerful counter-narrative to the common perception of the samurai. It reveals a path of deep, unwavering self-discipline, of relentless introspection, and of a continuous search for wisdom that transcended the battlefield. He learned that true strength lay not in overwhelming force, but in profound understanding, in adaptability, and in the quiet, empty mind that could perceive all. This quiet dedication, this enduring pursuit of an inner clarity, even in the stillness of a humble cave, continues to resonate through the centuries, offering a profound lesson in resilience and inner peace. And as you contemplate the quiet discipline of this extraordinary warrior philosopher, may your own mind find a similar stillness, a deep sense of calm, preparing you gently for a truly restful and dream-filled sleep. Having gently explored the profound internal disciplines of the samurai, from their rigorous, repetitive daily training to the philosophical solitude of a master like Miyamoto Musashi, let us now turn our collective gaze, slowly and with deep reverence, towards another exquisite manifestation of Japanese aesthetic and spiritual discipline, the enigmatic gardens of Kyoto. These meticulously crafted landscapes, far from being mere decorative spaces, are in fact profound works of art and philosophy, designed not for grand spectacle, but as living canvases for quiet contemplation and deep introspection. They are silent teachers, guiding the mind towards a state of profound stillness. Imagine, for a long, quiet moment, stepping through an unassuming gate, often made of simple wood, into a world transformed. The bustling sounds of the outside world, the distant murmur of voices, the soft clatter of daily life, would instantly fade, replaced by an enveloping quietude. The air here would feel different, perhaps cooler, cleaner, carrying the subtle, fresh scent of damp earth, of meticulously pruned pine needles, and the faint, sweet perfume of unseen blossoms. This immediate sensory shift is intentional, designed to prepare the mind, to cleanse it, and to slowly, gently, draw it into a more meditative state. These gardens are not meant to be hurried through. They are meant to be experienced at the pace of a slow, deliberate breath. Among the most famous, and perhaps the most mysterious, of these are the Zen rock gardens, known as karasen. These are dry landscapes, meticulously composed of carefully arranged rocks, gravel, and sometimes a few mosses or sparse, ancient trees. There is no water in these gardens, yet they evoke the profound feeling of vast oceans, powerful rivers, and distant mountain ranges. Imagine yourself standing before such a garden, perhaps the iconic Ryoanji. Your eyes scan the perfectly raked white gravel, often patterned in intricate concentric circles or long flowing lines, suggesting ripples in water, or the patient currents of a stream. The act of raking this gravel itself is a deep, meditative practice, performed by monks with immense patience and precision, day after quiet day. Imagine the rhythmic, almost hypnotic scrape of the wooden rake across the tiny stones. Each stroke a conscious act of shaping and ordering the universe in miniature. The rocks within these Karasen-sui gardens are chosen with extraordinary care, not for their size or beauty in isolation, but for their relationship to each other, for the way they interact and create a sense of balance, tension, or harmony. Each rock is placed with deliberate intention, becoming a mountain peak rising from a sea of clouds, or a distant island in a boundless ocean. The mystery of these gardens lies in their abstraction. They invite the mind to create the missing elements, to fill the vast emptiness with imagination and meaning. There is no single, fixed interpretation. The garden changes with the light, with the season, and with the inner state of the observer. This profound simplicity, this deliberate emptiness, is designed to quiet the restless mind, to strip away distractions, and to guide you towards a deeper understanding of emptiness itself, a core concept in Zen philosophy. Then there are the traditional stroll gardens, known as Chisen-kai-u-shiki-teien. These gardens are designed to be walked through slowly, deliberately, revealing a carefully orchestrated series of views, like turning the pages of a beautiful book. Imagine yourself stepping onto a narrow, winding path made of smooth, irregular stepping stones, each placed with precise intention to slow your pace, to make you mindful of each step. The path might lead you past a gentle stream, its water trickling softly over moss-covered rocks, creating a continuous, soothing melody. You might cross a small, arched wooden bridge, its timbers worn smooth by countless footsteps, leading you over a tranquil pond. The pond's surface, reflecting the sky and the surrounding trees, would be perfectly still, save for the occasional, soft ripple from a fish or a falling leaf. As you stroll, new vistas are continuously revealed. A carefully placed lantern, weathered by centuries, might appear around a bend, or a perfectly sculpted pine tree, its branches meticulously trained for decades, will draw your eye. This technique is known as shoke, or borrowed scenery, where elements from beyond the garden's physical boundaries, a distant mountain, a far-off temple roof, a distant forest, are subtly incorporated into the garden's composition, extending its perceived scale and creating a seamless connection with the natural world beyond. The sounds here are all natural. The soft rustle of bamboo leaves in a gentle breeze, the distant, muffled chirping of unseen birds, the quiet hum of insects. Every element is designed to engage your senses subtly, without overwhelming them, drawing you deeper into a state of quiet appreciation. The tea gardens, or roji, represent another unique aspect of Japanese landscape design, specifically created to prepare guests for the ritual of the tea ceremony. Imagine a narrow, winding path, often covered with moss-covered stepping stones, leading away from the main house. This path is deliberately rustic, designed to evoke a sense of detachment from the mundane world. As you follow it, you pass through simple, often low, wooden gates, each one a symbolic transition, a shedding of worldly concerns. The air becomes even purer, carrying the scent of damp earth and perhaps the faint aroma of the tea ceremony utensils being prepared inside the tea house. There might be a small stone basin, filled with cool, clear water, where guests would pause to ritually cleanse their hands and mouths, a gesture of purification before entering the sacred space of the tea ceremony. The sounds are minimal: the soft splash of water, the gentle crunch of gravel underfoot, the quiet rustle of leaves. The roji is designed to instill a sense of peaceful anticipation, to calm the mind and prepare the spirit for the profound quietude and mindfulness of the tea ceremony itself, a slow journey of purification. Underlying all these garden forms is a deep philosophical foundation, rooted in Zen Buddhism and Shinto beliefs. The concepts of wabi-sabi, the beauty found in imperfection, impermanence, and simplicity, are central to their design. Imagine a weathered stone lantern, its surface covered in moss, its form softened by centuries of rain and sun. It is not perfect, but its imperfection tells a story of time, of quiet endurance, and it is precisely this patina of age that makes it beautiful. The gardens reflect the impermanence of all things, the constant cycle of growth and decay, encouraging the observer to let go of attachment and to embrace the natural flow of existence. They are designed to foster mushina, mind without mind, a state of profound stillness and clarity, free from lingering thoughts and distractions. The maintenance of these gardens is, in itself, a continuous act of meditation and discipline. Unlike gardens in many Western traditions that aim for wild, unrestrained growth, Japanese gardens are meticulously, almost obsessively, maintained. Imagine monks or dedicated gardeners, moving slowly and deliberately, day after quiet day, tending to every detail. There is the painstaking task of raking the gravel in the rock gardens, each line drawn with unwavering precision. There is the delicate art of pruning pine trees, shaping their branches over decades, sometimes centuries, to achieve a perfect, idealized form. Each snip of the shears a mindful decision, Weeds are meticulously removed by hand, often one by one, ensuring the pristine appearance of the moss and gravel beds. Leaves are carefully swept, every fallen twig picked up. This constant, physical and repetitive manual work is not seen as a chore, but as a path to mindfulness, a way to connect with nature, and a tangible manifestation of spiritual devotion. The quiet sounds of raking, of gentle sweeping, of the soft snip of pruning shears, all blend into a soothing backdrop for this continuous, disciplined labor. These enigmatic gardens of Kyoto, born from centuries of quiet contemplation and meticulous care, invite us to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to find a profound sense of peace in their deliberate simplicity and ordered beauty. They remind us that even the most complex philosophical ideas can be expressed in the gentle arrangement of a few stones, a handful of sand, or the subtle curve of a pruned branch. As you contemplate the profound quietude and the enduring mysteries held within these serene landscapes, may your own mind find a similar stillness, a deep sense of calm, preparing you gently for a truly restful and dream-filled sleep. Having immersed ourselves in the intricate, quiet disciplines of the lower-ranking samurai, and having contemplated the philosophical solitude of a master like Miyamoto Musashi, let us now slowly and with a profound sense of respectful curiosity turn our gaze towards the pinnacle of samurai society. The life of a daimyo, a powerful feudal lord, or a high-ranking samurai. Their existence, though surrounded by immense wealth and authority, was paradoxically still deeply rooted in discipline, structure, and a pervasive, quiet tranquility, a stark yet fascinating contrast to the common perception of power. Imagine, for a long quiet moment, stepping beyond the simple, functional homes of lesser samurai and entering the expansive, meticulously organized compound of a daimyo. This was not a single building, but a sprawling complex of interconnected structures, all carefully arranged within high, thick walls, often surrounded by deep moats or carefully tended, impenetrable gardens designed for both beauty and defense. The very air here would feel different, imbued with a palpable sense of order and quiet dignity. The dominant sounds would be hushed, the soft rustle of silk as attendants moved silently through polished corridors, the gentle splash of water from exquisitely designed courtyard fountains, and the distant, almost imperceptible murmur of countless unseen staff working with quiet efficiency to maintain the immense estate. The scent would be refined, a delicate blend of polished wood, subtle incense from inner shrines, and the fresh, clean aroma of meticulously raked gravel in the gardens. The sheer scale of the daimyo's residence spoke volumes, yet always with an understated elegance. There would be numerous specialized buildings, the main residence, where the daimyo and his immediate family lived, a separate administrative wing for official duties, guest houses for important visitors, specialized dojos for training, quiet tea houses for ceremonial gatherings, and often vast, intricate gardens designed for serene contemplation. Each path, each building, each stone lantern was placed with deliberate intention, contributing to an overall atmosphere of harmonious balance and profound order. The surfaces within these compounds were often immaculate, polished wooden floors that gleamed softly, shoji screens made of delicate paper that diffused the light into a soft glow, and tatami mats that lay perfectly aligned, each a testament to constant, careful maintenance. A daimyo's morning, much like a monk's, unfolded with a precise, unhurried ritual, albeit with a retinue of silent attendants. Imagine the daimyo awakening in his private chambers, the first light of dawn painting the paper screens with soft, muted tones. He would rise slowly, deliberately, as quiet attendants moved with graceful efficiency, preparing his robes, often made of fine silk that whispered softly as it was donned. Every fold, every tie would be meticulously adjusted by his personal dressers, ensuring impeccable presentation. His hair, carefully groomed, would be tied back with quiet precision. There would be no hurried movements, no rushed preparations. Every act was a measured step into the day, a conscious embodiment of the discipline expected of a leader. Breakfast, too, would be a refined, quiet affair, served on delicate porcelain or lacquered trays. The meal would consist of finely prepared rice, perhaps delicate grilled fish, a clear, flavorful broth, and exquisitely presented pickled vegetables. The daimyo would eat slowly, mindfully, in silence, or with only the most hushed, respectful conversation with a close attendant. The only sounds would be the gentle clinking of porcelain, the soft scrape of chopsticks, and the distant, rhythmic brewing of tea by unseen hands. This calm, structured beginning set the tone for the entire day, a steady foundation for the responsibilities that lay ahead. Following breakfast, the daimyo's day would shift to the quiet, methodical administration of his domain. He would spend hours in his private study or administrative office, a spacious room often overlooking a serene garden. Here, the work was one of careful deliberation, not hurried reaction. He would receive reports from his retainers, delivered with formal bows and hushed tones, meticulously reviewing scrolls, detailing tax collections, land management, and judicial matters. Decisions were made not through shouting or grand pronouncements, but through calm, considered thought, often after long periods of silent contemplation. Imagine the soft rustle of paper as documents were unrolled, the quiet scratching of a scribe's brush as decrees were penned, and the faint, methodical clicking of an abacus as accounts were balanced. This silent bureaucracy, running with seamless efficiency, was the unseen engine of his power, a testament to meticulous planning and precise execution. Even the cultural and artistic pursuits of a daimyo were profoundly intertwined with discipline and mindfulness, serving as extensions of their martial and philosophical training. The tea ceremony, or chado, was a paramount example. Imagine the daimyo entering a small, intimate tea house within his garden, its design embodying simplicity and rustic elegance. Every movement of the tea master, from the precise folding of the tea cloth to the exact whisking of the matcha, was a slow, deliberate dance, a meditation in motion. The soft pouring of water, the gentle whisking sounds, the subtle aromas of the powdered green tea. These were the only sounds, inviting participants into a state of deep, shared quietude, a moment of profound presence and contemplation. Similarly, flower arrangement ikebana and calligraphy shodo were not mere hobbies, but disciplined practices requiring intense focus, balance, and a deep understanding of aesthetics and philosophy. The silence, broken only by the gentle snip of shears or the soft brush of ink, allowed for an immersive, meditative experience. Entertainment for the elite was also often quiet and refined. Imagine an evening spent in a spacious hall, not with boisterous revelry, but with the gentle, melancholic plucking of a koto or the haunting, ethereal melody of a shakuhachi flute, their sounds drifting softly through the open rooms and out into the tranquil gardens. Poetry readings, quiet games of go or shogi, or the contemplation of a meticulously arranged garden by moonlight were common forms of recreation. These activities encouraged quiet introspection, intellectual engagement, and aesthetic appreciation, serving as a soothing contrast to the day's administrative duties, guiding the mind toward a state of calm repose. The silent, omnipresent force behind the daimyo's structured tranquility was the legion of his attendants and servants. They moved through the compound with a quiet efficiency that bordered on invisibility. Imagine their soft footsteps on the polished wooden floors, their hushed whispers, their seamless execution of tasks, serving meals, cleaning, tending to the gardens, all performed without drawing attention, ensuring the daimyo's environment remained undisturbed and perfectly ordered. Their silent presence was a testament to the meticulous training and discipline instilled throughout the entire household, creating an atmosphere where every need was anticipated and met with seamless grace. Social interactions for the daimyo, even those involving complex political maneuvering, were conducted with extreme decorum and subtlety. Formal visits from other lords or high-ranking officials would involve elaborate rituals of greeting and farewell, precise bowing, and measured conversation. Political discussions might take place over a quiet tea ceremony, or in a serene garden, the most significant points often conveyed through indirect language, through carefully chosen metaphors, or through prolonged, thoughtful silence. The power was expressed not through loudness or overt display, but through controlled composure, precise etiquette, and the profound weight of unspoken authority. This quiet diplomacy, far from the dramatic clashes of battle, was a constant, subtle dance of wills, conducted with the utmost discretion and a profound understanding of nonverbal cues. As night finally descended upon the daimyo's compound, a different kind of profound quietude would settle over the entire estate. The subtle sounds of the day would gradually recede, the distant murmuring of servants would cease, the gentle strumming of the koto would fall silent. Instead you would hear the soft occasional rustle of leaves in the night, breeze through the meticulously pruned trees of the garden, perhaps the distant comforting croak of frogs from a hidden pond, or the very faint rhythmic sound of a night watchman as slow measured footsteps on a distant path, providing a sense of contained security. The cool night air, often carrying the delicate scent of night-blooming flowers or damp earth, would drift through open shoji screens and arched doorways, bringing with it a profound sense of deep, enveloping peace. This was the quiet, luxurious repose earned through a life of disciplined power, a tranquil haven where the mind could finally rest, free from the external clamor of the world. And as you imagine yourself settling into this deep, quiet comfort, perhaps listening to the soft, rhythmic chirping of crickets outside the shoshi screens of a peaceful Japanese chamber, allow your own mind to find its perfect stillness, drifting gently, peacefully into a deep and truly dream-filled sleep.